This is it then, race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. The grandstands were a sea of red in 2019 thanks to the commemorative hats in honour of the late great Niki Lauda, who took home victory of course back in 1984. And it's a sellout crowd once again here today. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today for the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Lance Stroll and Vettel, Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz and Kimi Raikkonen, Magnussen, Hamilton, Romain Grosjean, Oldtimer, Ocon, Norris, Daniel Kvyat and Pierre Gasly, Giovinazzi, Aitken, Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So how are we doing guys? Welcome to episode 11 of the Good Chip Team Championship with the F1 2020 game. Quick recap on the race before, if you haven't already seen it, which you probably won't have done because I haven't long uploaded it. We finished P5, P5. Very close finish, well worth a watch if you want to put it into YouTube and watch. So yeah, we came into this race feeling confident to begin with and made a bit of a mistake in qualifying, so we're starting on P14. The racing points are looking good, in 4th and 5th I believe. The Ferraris are strong. Lewis has got a penalty again, so obviously nothing going right with Lewis, and he's having to change I guess another engine component, and that's why he's got a 10 grid penalty. So yeah, we'll go into the strategy, and I'm going to go for a one-stopper. Bit of a risk, there's not much in it in terms of time, but I think I've got the skills to make that long second stint. The session forecast is supposed to be dry, so yeah, it's going to be really key to keep out of trouble, obviously being 14th, and then like what we learnt in the last race with some of this, like Perez and Stroll, who finished 3rd and 4th, they went on a one-stop, so I'm going to try my luck a little bit with this one. So as normal, we will put the fuel up, sort of give us a bit of a fighting chance. We've brought one upgrade to the plank, and that's about it really. I think we're struggling a bit for upgrades. I think most of our other upgrades are going to come in about 2 races time. I think it's Silverstone. I might be wrong. So that's done, the intro's done, setup's done, strategy's done. So for the 11th time, if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, say hello, give me a thumbs up, whatever, and enjoy. This is round 11. Here we go. Lights out and away we go. Nowhere to go there. Hamilton really blocked us off. We've 2 places at the start, and possibly some more here. Making sure we don't make any contact with anyone.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalise on that first lap.
So that's a great couple of corners there for us. So we find ourselves in the top 10. Be very careful of that curve there. I'm happy with this start. 4 places gained. I feel that the brakes are still a little bit on the cold side.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Really good start, really pleased with that. Obviously it's a 36 lap race this one, but that's because lap time here is about 1 minute sort of 14. We go purple, as will a lot in this the second lap. So we now need to try and put some pressure on Science.
Engine is looking a little warm. Power output will be less than optimal.
Cheers, Jeff. This corner seems to take forever. Oh, and that one, get it a little bit wrong. You can't touch the curb on that second one or it'll literally throw you off the track. As that's what happened to me in practice.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So we've got the DRS, as will Science in all the cars ahead. Raikkonen will have it on us as well. Really patient on the power there. We get the DRS. Science must not have it, or has he? We're going to try down the inside. Late on the brakes, bullied our way there.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Oh, we got it done, but then outbraked ourselves, so we're in the same position again. Tried to make Science go wide, but we were quite slow ourselves then, so can't really make a mistake when you overtake, because you will just get overtaken straight back. Oh, we got a little bit wide there. That's 4 laps down. We get the DRS. We should have enough in the tank, hopefully, to get the job done here. Defends the inside though. So we're going to have to go around the outside of Science here. Make sure we keep it clean. Which we just managed to do, so that's P9. And we have Ricciardo in our sights. Next on the hit list for the good ship boys. This curve here, you can only take a tiny bit or it will chuck you off. Just check the tyre situation, 16%, that's really good. Obviously really good with an E. An award for the best joke of the day. Need to keep an eye on Science there. Now he'll have the DRS, we're not quite in the range to get it. 1.6 behind. We are very good on the brakes. Still not in range though as of yet. I'll get rid of that for now. Got plenty of fuel mix still. getting the brakes are a bit warm, so I'll have to look at that as well. So 1.5 the gap. Try and keep it a bit more tidy. We've made a
Gap to
couple of...
car in front is 1.7 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 5.9 seconds.
Made a couple of small errors there that we need to try and get rid of. Not really made any inroads in the last 2 laps. Our ERS here, try and reclaim it for the rest of the lap this time round. Taking that quite well. The trick to that is taking just a tiny bit of curve, just the last phase of that. And this corner takes forever it seems. This one you really got to throw it in but not touch the curve on the left. A bit cautious then. We have gained 2 tenths though. Watch out for that bit there. That'll be probably one of our best sectors, I would have said. Nearly the fastest lap for us. We're starting to rein them in now, 1.1 seconds. Just shows what a clean lap can do. Bit of fighting going on ahead. This could help us out also. A 3-way in there. And that's brought us right into play. Metal goes around the inside. We're all on the soft tyre, so it's who can look after them better, I suppose. This is suiting me down to the ground really, having these battle them out. So we have 3 stabs there, putting the power down. Again. We're kind of leaving Science here a bit. He's now 1.3 behind us. Ricardo looks at Stroll. Oh, this is going to leave an opportunity for us, I think. Ricardo. Oh, got nowhere to go here really. We'll go wide and then try and get around the inside. Ricardo definitely gets past Stroll this time. Do the same again, slow in, fast out. Take a bit too much curve there. Stroll's not looking as fast on the softs compared to everyone else. Small locker by us there. Just lost a little bit of time there. Just check the tyre situation. 37, so it's still not looking bad. We get a good...
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
So if we get a good corner here, we'll be ready to try and go around the inside. Just a bit of wheel spin coming out there, so I don't think we're going to have a chance to try and dive bomb it this time. Just get out of the dirty air for a second. Already on coming up to lap 10. This race race is flying past us. Oh, we got that all wrong. There's a little yellow bollard just inside that last corner. So we made a bit of a mess of that. I think our race is going to be between those and the three ahead of us. Depending on strategy, of course. Science looks to get overtaken by Raikkonen. Raikkonen's having a worldie of a race in the Alpha. In the Alpha. He's actually got by him, so looks like the McLarens are really suffering the race pace. We'll try and concentrate on our own race. We've had a couple of really sort of substandard laps by our standards. We'll try not to clip the inside bollard this time round. Gap's 1.5.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
47%. We've still got plenty of life left in these tyres yet. I want to be boxing when they're around the 60-65% mark, I would have said. Gasly's out.
Information on Gasly. They are out of the race.
That's a DNF for Gasly. There'll be a yellow flag somewhere on the track, I would have thought. Are we going to get another race like Paul Ricard where it all happens in the second half? I mean, I hope so. An absolute cracker, that second flag. This must be for Gasly. Pulled off somewhere sensible. Let's get that horribly wrong again.
Green flag.
The gap's nearly 2 seconds now, so we really need to get concentrating. I'm going to stick this. I'll leave it from. We'll go back in standard for now. We have got quite a lot of wear on all of our components, so we haven't got an ultimate top speed. Don't want to be taking any sort of unnecessary penalties, so we are able to compromise a little bit on performance. So it looks like Stroll and Ricciardo are starting to drop me a little bit here.
We're going to box this lap. Push hard on the in-lap.
We'll have a look, Jeff. We might go the lap after.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
Get it on the curve there. We had brought it back in by 0.2 of a second. We didn't optimise that corner very well. Hit a bump and it sent us a bit off course there. We will be boxing the lap after. We're not going this time. So we need to have a look and see where
Verstappen is in the pits.
we are relative to Ricciardo when he comes out. I reckon he was probably around 2.5 seconds further up from us.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.6 seconds.
Let's have a look. 60%. Trying to work out in my head whether we've got enough tyre life to do on the halves, and I think we have. So we've done 14 on this stint, medium will be about 18, and I think the harder will be about 20 laps, so I think we're about right there. So yeah, we're going to go in this lap. Get it wrong going into the pits. Jump for the brakes to cool down a bit.
Jack is in the pits. Jack in the pits.
So double stacked.
Exit now.
There's Jack coming on the pits there, so we're
Okay,
alright.
stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So Ricardo's had the same idea as us, going long. We've got a clear track. So it's time to get some decent laps in now. I'm going to stick this back into Ridge for a few laps. I'll keep it on there because I don't want to do what I did last time and go into low fuel mode. To keep an eye on the gap, it's 3.3. It will be getting bogged down a bit behind Giovinazzi there. Giovinazzi. Looks like Ricardo's trying to take him. Ricardo's got past Giovinazzi, so he's cleared him fairly quick. Get that very right. Fortunately, Giovinazzi has got the DRS. We are going to try him down the inside though. And we clear him a bit quicker than what Ricardo did. Definitely works in our favour.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
So we are now P10. Three stabs again around that corner. So it's going to be interesting to see now who's gone soft, medium, medium, because there wasn't a lot in it time-wise. As Norris comes in the pits, I'm pretty sure he was quite far back. Stroll's in as well now. And it's going to be, he's just got out ahead of us. And that has really worked out in our favour. Just by going that one lap earlier, we've managed to get him. He's gone on the medium as well though, so will he have to stop again? Perhaps so. If that is the case, where does that put me and Ricardo? Podium, perhaps? Is that a bit optimistic at this stage? Who knows? Our pace hasn't
The
been
car behind
brilliant.
has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre.
Stroll will have racier tyres at this point now, I must stress that. So we need to do our best to try and keep him at bay. Line through that last corner. The gap's only 1.2 to Ricardo here. Really starting to drive well. feels that way. We haven't quite dropped Stroll yet. Obviously he's got the better tyre. If we can keep this sort of pace, we're in with a shout. We really are in with a shout. We've got the DRS as well now, so we will start closing up to Ricciardo. Sector where we're not just struggle a little bit in them fast corners. Was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, Mr. Billy Good. We were chatting about that very thing. Oh, we've hit that bump again. We've left ourselves open here. And it's a slugfest to get through this bit. Just managed to save the day. We do get the DRS as well. I need to watch that curve. That's twice I've done that now. We haven't lost too much time on Ricciardo as it stands. Very deep on the brakes. Just catch a little bit of curve and lost a bit of time there. I'm really interested to see where this strategy is going to play out. Hamilton's not having the same sort of luck as what he had at Baku. He's still down in 10th after that grid penalty. So we really have to wait for the car to get round. Take a lot of curve there. We seem to be able to have Stroll at bay though when we keep it on the track. DRS again here. Lap 20 of 36. Taking that well. I'm going to go back into standard for now. To be very gentle with the power there. We might have a chance here. I'm going to leave it late. I don't want him to suspect a thing. And that's a really good move. I don't think he really expected us to come from that far back. And that's probably overtaken the day for us so far. Was a fellow hard tyre runner though, so if we want to be getting these podiums we should be doing them sort of moves on the Renault. Lap 21, keep an eye on the gap to Vettel, 3 seconds at the minute. Let's see what our pace is compared to the other Ferrari. Well, I think Leclerc is actually further up the road.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.9 seconds.
It's 2.6 now. We are looking in a good position here. The two runners ahead of us are both on the mediums. They may have to stop again. I hope they do. Pretty sure they stopped roughly the same time as what we did, maybe a lap or two earlier. DRS down here. Throw it in. Oh, we get it a bit wide. Gap's 3.4.
Gap to teammate behind is 21.8 seconds.
Oh, we're getting very ragged now. Check the tyre life. 20%. 14 to go. I did sort of calculate it in my head and I thought we were going to be okay. Taking that really well. 2.9 the gap. Vettel hasn't got DRS because he's not close enough to Perez either, so this is all net gain. This is no sort of DRS or anything like that. Very wide in throwing that in there. Lost a bit of time to do the guys. 3.5, so we've dropped quite a bit there. Make sure we don't go wide like we did on the last lap. Power out the corner. Now if the midfield runners are going in, I reckon it's going to be about lap 25, 26, I would say, at a guess. Possibly 26, 27. And that would be absolute music if they do. Just check the fuel situation. Don't pass it there. I won't. Look at that. So fuel's okay. Tyre life okay. Temps are okay. Get rid of that screen now.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.5 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. Best in the business is our Jeff. Probably because he's the only one. Lap 24. Ricardo has got the DRS on us, so we need to be mindful of that. Yeah, that's slightly wrong. I thought the Stroll would be a little bit more racy, now he's on the medium tyres. He's got the pace.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
We'll get very sideways there. Just. I'm not seeing anyone pitting. This is a little bit of a damp squid. Didn't think they'd make. There's still time for them to go onto the mediums. So, very well, that just gives us a fighting chance there not to get overtaken. Vettel is catching up on Perez though. That could help us out slightly. We don't want Vettel to overtake Perez sort of really quickly, so we get it slightly wide and out of shape there. Looks like Ricciardo's going to be keeping us honest. His tyres are coming to him as are sort of where they're at. Try to make sure I didn't go over that curve too much. The lap times are really suffering now. So it's 5 seconds the gap to Vettel now. So 4.6, so Vettel is getting slowed up slightly because he was over 5 seconds. Just pulling it out a bit too much. So slow in, fast out. Slower in, fast out even. We're actually taking that quite well for a change. That's going to give us some breathing space going down the straights. Oh! Twice there we nearly got it wrong. Could be in all sorts of trouble here.
Gap to car in front is 5.2 seconds.
Still nobody pitting yet. So if they do box, then they're going to go back into the softs, but they don't have to stop, I don't think. Look at the tyre situation, we've still got plenty of life in them. 27. 10 laps to go on the tyres. The tyres aren't going to be the problem.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely. 4.7 the gap to Vettel. Oh no, he's just got past Perez. So what he was threatening to do has happened now. He has got past him. So are we going to get Perez falling into our clutches? Just managed to stay out of our reach in the last Grand Prix. It'd be quite annoying if he manages to do it again. 8 laps to go. So we need to keep an eye on that gap. 4.3 is the gap. Still no one pit, so it looks like
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
So it looks like people that are on the mediums are going to go to the end. I can't see them stopping unless they stop this lap and have a real good squirt on the softs. Could we? Oh, Grosjean's at the race. Now that would have been interesting. Having us all bunched up. Yeah, unless people pick this lap, then we're possibly on for where we are now. Or maybe a 6th, I'm not sure. Depends on Perez and his pace.
Caution, caution.
Stricken Haas there.
Okay, clear.
So still nobody's paid, so I think this is where we're going to be. This is where we're going to end up somewhere. I mean, if we put it into perspective, starting 14th and finishing 7th, you'd take that at the start of the race. You still have an outside chance of 6th. Gap is only 4 seconds. With in effect 7 laps to go.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
We need to try and put some quali laps in with all tyres, and that in itself is going to be tough. But we will try. If we can get to within a second, second and a half, with a couple of laps to go, then we're in with a shout. Because the toe is worth quite a bit. Just can't seem to nail that
Okay,
pace.
gap ahead is 4.3 seconds.
sort of old hards versus old mediums. I mean, it shows we're doing alright because we've pulled away from Ricardo on the same tyre. Seconds is the gap, just a shade under. So it really needs to be doing sort of that same lap time all the way now to the end of the race. Wide again.
We're leading our teammate by 35.6 seconds.
Hopefully Jack's having a good race. 35 seconds, where does that put in? If I'm only in 7, could be languishing right towards the back. Vettel hasn't quite dropped Perez yet, so that's not over by any stretch.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We'll have a stab. 1 lap of Rich, just to see what we can do. And the gap's 5 seconds now, so
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
so let's see what this lap brings us. See if we can rein him in. We maybe used a bit too much of the Rich fuel.
Gap to the car in front is 4.9 seconds.
Maybe used a bit too much of the Rich mix, daily doors, we were in a bit of traffic. Possibly sort of one criticism we lock up there. Go back into standard there. Not really done a great deal. Oh, we'll get that wrong. So 2 laps to go. Have a look at the tyres again. Yeah, we timed it about right. The front tyres do take a bit of a battering hit compared to the rears. I will keep that on the screen there just to sort of keep my eye on it. But I don't think there's any alarm bells really. Ooh, we just get sideways there. I mean, the hard tyre is quite durable. Pace-wise, I mean, there's been some laps where I think I've really had a good lap and I've gained a couple of tenths, versus the medium.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
I do tend to take quite a bit out of the tyres. I think that's why we do sometimes opt for that hard strategy. But the gap's just steady. It's around that 4.5 seconds. It's can't seem to make sort of inroads in. It's interesting, if we had the start of this race, all the action, and then the back half of France, it'd have been sort of the most entertaining
The gap
race.
to the car ahead is 4.6 seconds.
It would have been like the most entertaining race ever. Just could have done with a little bit of weather thrown in and got a full house. Kirby just managed to keep it straight there.
This is your final lap of the race.
So final lap.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Oh. And what's happened there? Who's that ahead of us? Is that Perez? Or is it back marker? No, it's a back marker. For a second then I thought it might have been Perez, but no. Hamilton has got past Ricciardo. His tyres have really dropped off the cliff, it seems. Stroll's got by him as well, unless he's retiring on the last lap. But we crossed the line.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Oh, and we nicked driver of the day as well.
A fantastic team effort to secure victory here in the Styrian Alps. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So Bottas, Leclerc actually got in front of, I think it's Max. Is it Max? Yes, it is. I didn't see Albon, so whether he was 4th or 5th, we'll have a look in a second. But another race win for the Mercedes, and I think that makes Bottas the championship leader. But we'll have a look.
So let's review the updated driver standings. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Old Timer. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So there we have it. We get driver of the day, and 14th to 7th, like I was saying there on commentary. I'd have bit your hand off at the start of the race. Made a few good moves in the opening sort of 2 or 3 corners, and that really set us up. And then by going on the hards, we just didn't have that ultimate pace compared to the cars ahead that were on the mediums. But yeah, a very solid race. There wasn't sort of too much action in that second half, which is a bit of a shame, but sometimes you don't want action, you just want, to get the points in the bag, and that's what we've done. A bit surprised at Lewis Hamilton there not being able to get his way through the field. I mean, he did make 3 positions, but nothing compared to what you would expect. But yeah, Bottas winning by 9 seconds, sort of quite comfortable. Danny Rick there, he was behind us virtually all the race apart from the last lap, so whether he made an error or whatever, but yeah, happy with that. Both McLarens don't get any points, so they've really dropped off in the last sort of 3 or 4 races. The Haas and the Alpha there in 12th and 13th, they're doing quite well. So yeah, and Jack Aitken finishes 18th. Not quite a lap down, so yeah, that is what it is. So we'll go to the standings, and we've dropped a position. Boo. Perez has got 1 point ahead of us. Yeah, we just couldn't catch him. I say we tried and tried, but so it looks like it's going to be a really good battle between us and Perez and possibly Vettel, and that was sort of how it finished in this race, so that's quite interesting. Hamilton's actually in the lead still by 9 points, and then Max is very lonely in third with Leclerc fourth. So we go to the constructors, and we're still a solid fifth. Renault scored 1 point, and McLaren didn't score any, so McLaren's good start, like I was saying, has stopped. And Williams are the only ones now who haven't got a point. So again, that's quite interesting. So yeah, that's it. So like I say in every video, if you want to like, subscribe and give me a comment and give me a thumbs up. Have actually had a few comments already, which is nice. It shows that people are tuning in, whether that's for 5 minutes to watch the end of it, or you know, watch the start and the end, or whichever. But yeah, it's cool anyway. So and the subscriber count's going up as well. So happy days. So yeah, love you and leave you. The next race I'm not sure, could be Silverstone. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head, but we'll see you next time for episode 12. Right, see you later, folks.